guys, it's the Wasteland Girl Detective, and today we're going to do some drop merges with the new checkerboard display from the Scoreboard, not Scoreboard. If you haven't done drop merges before, they're pretty easy. This is a simple way to put two things together. Sorry, my cat is doing something weird. So the first thing we're going to do is go into power connectors and put a pressure plate down. And then you're going to grab a display and put it so it's like it's stepping on the display, on the pressure plate, it's like depressing it. And then you can put your bottom item. So we're going to do tables today. And then you just need to grab that chessboard. Same thing, I guess. And then put that on top. So you want to try and kind of line it up. And just make sure it's not kind of going to poke out the front at all. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And then just grab an item. It has to be an item that can be stored and displayed on a display. So unfortunately, Giddy Up Buttercup is not going to work here yet. And then you just transfer your item to the display. I think I picked was it a coffee cup? It's a coffee cup. And then you're going to go into build mode again. And then you move. So you hit A once, twice. Usually it's just twice. And then for the chessboard to sink into the item. And then you're just left with that junk item on top. And then I'm going to throw this inside my camp. Sometimes weird things can happen with these. You can accidentally remove an item from the chessboard display, and unfortunately you have to redo it. There's not really a good way to fix that. And I know sometimes there's reports of just stuff randomly disappearing, period. So unfortunately it might not be a permanent merge for some people. I've never had an issue with it, but just be aware that weird things can happen. So we're gonna do one more. Actually, we might do a couple more. So I'm gonna pull this plastic. See, I just pulled something out of a display. So if that was on another chessboard display, I'd have to redo that merge. So I'm just gonna grab a table item to put down. So we're gonna do a shelf. And I'm just gonna put it on the top. Eventually, I get there. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do this item instead, sorry. That's right, the dresser. So I've got the dresser and I can put two chessboards on top. I know I can toggle cameras, I don't find that works when I'm trying to make a video. Okay, so I'll pull those forward just a little bit. You can put them kind of on there a little bit crooked so they're not just sitting totally flat. It's up to you. You can kind of play around with it a little bit. I just wanted, so when I sink the item, I don't want it to poke out the front. That's what you're trying to avoid. So I've got my plastic pumpkin and I haven't been able to fix this, but for some reason, whenever I put anything on, it's automatically backwards. Not a big deal. Just go into the build menu, pick up just a chessboard and turn it around. And then I'll do the same thing with the board game. Okay, and then on the item itself, the dresser, I'm gonna hit move. That's A on Xbox, move again. And you can see that the chessboards have disappeared. And I can throw that inside my camp. So it's a really easy way to display some of those junk items without having to put them in the actual displays. This way you can kind of create a bit more of an organic decoration scheme. So I'm gonna grab this and I'll throw another item on there. And here I'm gonna put on some kind of food item. So I'll do Dandy Boy apples. And then again, it's just going into the build menu, selecting move. I'm just gonna reposition that a little bit. You can't change anything after the fact, so any changes have to be done before you actually drop it down. And there you go. Now I have some snack cakes on the little bookshelf that I can throw back into my study. So this is one where I've put a couple items on a shelf. This one, you can do it. It just takes a little bit of patience, and yeah, it's a bit finicky getting the exact drop rate. So you start with the items that you want on the bottom shelf at the top. So here I thought I'd try a magazine because that would look really cool on a display, and a board game. However, the magazine does not end up working, as you'll see in a moment. It sinks right in. Yeah, it's not thick enough. So for the chessboard to just totally disappear, it's not gonna work, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna drop that down a bit and kind of eyeball where I think it's gonna get to the point where I put my next layer up. If I drop those, that they're gonna merge on their respective shelves at the same time. So here I have some more board games, and I'm just straightening them out. And then I'm going to carefully merge everything, and you're gonna see I get it wrong here, unfortunately. Like I said, it's finicky, so play around with it. You have to kind of get it to the point where it looks like it's only gonna be 2 drops on the bottom shelf to merge in. You'll get it. It just takes a lot of kind of playing around with, so you need to set aside a bit of time to do this and just be really patient. You'll get there. So here I've ended up dropping it all the way to the bottom because I had to at that point, and I've got 2 set up here. And I tried to get the bottom one so it would only be 2 drops or 2 movements of the shelving to actually get it to merge. So let's see. And there we go. Unfortunately, I had the one chessboard. That's why I said you got to be careful. It's sticking out a little bit. I don't think there's anything I can do to fix it at this point. So, which is unfortunate. So at this point, I'd have to scrap the whole thing and start from the beginning. But I'm just gonna throw it up on the display because I've run out of patience at this point. But play around with it. If you have any questions, throw them in the display, or sorry, throw them in the comments section. I'm gonna try and do a few different camp building videos. I'm not super expert, but I know a few things. Hopefully this was helpful, and thanks for watching.